Good morning, everyone. I hope you are so excited for the weekend, just as I am. I I didn't expect to make a podcast today, but the Lord, I believe, spoke to me in a dream. I've never had a vision in my life before, but sometimes the Lord speaks to me in dreams. So I was so impressed by this that I thought that it would be good for me to share this. Now, in this dream, I was basically surrounded by a huge crowd of people from all nationalities, basically, but there was a lot of black people in the crowd, but they were also divided amongst themselves, representing each a different nation. For example, the Ghanaians and the Nigerians and Mozambicans and everybody else that was there. And the reason why they were all there is because they were being celebrated for immigrating to America. Like they are celebrating their freedom, that they were able to get free from the poverty that and the tyranny of their nations. So all of these African nations were able to escape their lack of freedom, their lack of economic opportunity, and everything else that is bad that is associated with those nations they came from. It was like there was this announcer in the dream, and this guy announced the Ghanaians, and he said, "Let's give it up for the Ghanaians." And then everybody clapped their hands, and it was like each time it's a turn for another nation, and then people, let's give it up for the Mozambicans, and they were clapping hands for them, cheering them on. And then suddenly they came down to South Africa, and they announced South Africa. Suddenly there was this silence, and it was as if the announcer was uncomfortable to even talk about us. It was almost like a shame. He didn't want to talk, so all he did was just continue with the rest of the announcement, and there was nothing else to it. Nobody cheered, nobody said anything. They completely ignored us. It was as if we had nowhere to go. We had nothing to celebrate. We had nothing to be glad for. Everything was just a mess in South Africa. People didn't know what to do with us. And suddenly, as they ignored us, I felt this complete sadness wash over me. It was like I couldn't leave it there. It was just such an incredible innermost sadness that I felt for this country. And I literally fell on my face in front of all these people, in front of the presence of God. And I started weeping profusely. In this dream, I was literally weeping. It was almost as if I could wake up and cry for real if I had woken up from this dream. It was really such a deep cry from my heart, and I just couldn't stop crying. I kept crying and crying, and everybody looked to me. As I was crying, I basically I felt the Lord suddenly hear from heaven. It was as if something actually shifted, something happened. I couldn't see any physical change. I couldn't see anything different outside of me. I just could feel that the Lord was with me in that crying. And for some reason, I do not understand why people's attentions were focused on me, but it was as if the Lord was trying to tell everybody at that moment that things are not going to change unless we start crying before the Lord. If we don't start truly from our hearts, go on our knees and plead with the Lord. They often say that people won't listen to you unless they know that you really care. It's not about how much you know or how much knowledge you have to change a situation. It is about you being able to touch the heart of God. I don't know much what to say about this, but I do believe that I used to pray more earnestly in the past, and it is almost as if I have forgotten how to pray like this. But this is normal prayer. This is normal intercession when you come before the Lord, that you expect the Lord to hear your cries, and it is sincere. It is not a false. It is not a false thing. We all need to cry before the Lord. If you really love this country, it's not going to help if we sit down and just complain about what is happening, or if we share all the messages that is going around. What is the next latest news? What is the next sensation? Or if we just try only to organize and protect ourselves. No, this nation needs a change from the inside out, and it needs a touch from God. If it doesn't, then I don't see how much anything is going to change in the afterwards. So we really have to seek the face of God. And even if things may seem to look like it's going to get worse, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand the Lord's workings in the midst of it, that He could even use this chaos to work on people's hearts, to change things, to create blessings, and to create changed hearts in this time. That is the most important thing. So I hope you were blessed by hearing this, because it's not just about us experiencing governmental change. It's us actually being changed by the Lord, so we can have an abiding presence of the Lord, and we can have an abiding change that hovers upon this nation. We've had good seasons in the past, but we've also had bad seasons, but we want the good things to remain. We don't want to go up and down like a roller coaster. For 10 years it goes good, and in the next 10 years it goes bad. God wants us to be mature. God wants us to be forever increasing in glory and in praise and honor, and to get closer in relationship with the Lord, to increase in the knowledge of Him. So when that happens, we are really a blessed people. It's not so much about economic change, although that is definitely a part of it, and that could be a sign of change. But there are wicked nations that has prospered, and they don't know the Lord. So what we don't want is to have this economic change, but the heart of the people is still hardened against God. People are still have this liberal mindset that is me, myself, and I'm always right, and it's all about knowledge and how much you can gain in this world, and the pride of life and the arrogance of being intelligent. Knowledge just will fade away. At the end of the day, it's the weight of your relationship with God that is the most important thing. So I truly hope that you got something out of this, and that you will have a wonderful weekend. And sorry for speaking so slow. I'm still getting used to this, doing these recordings. I've never done it to such a frequent basis. So I enjoy doing this, and I hope that you also enjoy listening. So have a blessed weekend, guys. Have a wonderful time.